All right, you guys, this is pretty good news on the Shedeur Sanders front. As it appears, Browns owner Jimmy Haslam is setting the record straight with these coaches who are coming in as candidates from the door and letting them be known, hey, we're probably going to be rolling with Shedeur Sanders. So he's checking the temperature and saying, hey, what do you think about his skill set? Do you think you can work with it? Do you think you can get the right people around to develop him? What do you think about moving forward with Shedeur Sanders? And this is good that he's letting these coaches know this from the door. Now, that is going to turn some candidates off. Some candidates are going to want to bring in their own GM, like John Harbaugh. Some candidates are going to want to bring in their own quarterbacks, all types of stuff. So the fact that the owner, Jimmy Haslam, is letting it be known, hey, you're going to have to roll with Shedeur Sanders at least for next year and give him that opportunity is good news. We got to break this down. And plus, there seems to be a lead candidate for the head coaching job. We have to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into things. Mary Kay was on 92.3 The Fan with Baskin Phelps. And y'all know, I don't really be rocking with Mary Kay, man. Mary Kay, she was on the anybody but Shedeur train, so I'm always going to call her out for it. Let's take a listen at what she had to say here.
Think the Shedeur Sanders, and to be fair, let's throw Dillon Gabriel in there because he did start this season as well. So these two young rookies, how do you think they factor in to this coaching search as far as their importance?
Well, I think that the Browns are probably talking to these candidates a whole lot about what they see and think about Shedeur Sanders, because out of anybody on this roster, he would be someone who would be considered to be a possible quarterback of the future.
Exactly. Now you're talking with some sense, Mary Kay. Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Berry, know. They know. You got all that cap money with Deshaun Watkins. He's going to be the backup. When you're making that much money, his ass is going to be the backup next year. He's going to be the backup. Dillon Gabriel, you drafted him in the third round. Keep him as a third stringer. You got Shedeur Sanders. You don't have the flexibility to be going to try to bring in another high-paid quarterback. You don't even have the number one pick to get a Fernando Mendoza, who I think is just Jared Goff. But you don't have any of that. You don't have any of that. So realistically, you are moving forward with Shedeur Sanders to start next season. Like, that's just what it is.
So I'm sure they're picking the brains of these guys to say, hey, what do you think of what we've got right here, right now? And do you feel like you could work with him? And in the same way, they are encouraging candidates to possibly hang on to Jim Schwartz and Tommy Rees. I'm sure that in a perfect world, they would like some of these candidates to get excited about Shedeur and tell the Browns that, hey, we think you have something here. Because if they could do that, they would save themselves a whole lot of trouble, time, money, and everything else to know that they could build around him and see what they have with him for next year and move forward with that. So I think that's how it's all working out.
All right. There you heard it. There you heard it. Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1 for next year. It's Shedeur's team. That's what it is. That's what it is. They know that they have to check the temperature with these coaching candidates to make sure that they're on board with moving forward with Shedeur Sanders. And that's just kind of where the Browns are right now. Now, y'all know from the door, I said I would like Mike McDaniel to be the one calling plays for Shedeur Sanders. I called that from the door. If Jim Schwartz, if Mike McDaniel's the head coach, I'm good with that because that means he'll be the long-term play caller for Shedeur Sanders. If Jim Schwartz gets hired as the head coach, I still would like Mike McDaniel to get the job as the offensive coordinator. And now we have to take a listen to what Ken Carman said because it seems like Mike McDaniel might be the front runner, you guys.
Yesterday went, hey boy, here's Albert Breer yesterday about Mike McDaniel.
Probably a coordinator. It's hard to get one your first year out, right? So I think Mike's a really good coach. After the way that all went down in Miami, my guess is it'll be at least a year. But I could be wrong. All it takes is one. And Mike's capable of getting in the room and charming people. And, I'd be confident that he have a really good plan. I think he'll show some humility about what happened in Miami and fall on the sword and take some blame, which is always important, I think, for these second chance guys. So we'll see what happens. But I think it'll probably be another year or two before he gets one.
I promise you guys I will be open-minded. I know I'm setting this up to be the worst news ever. When I said I'm getting a sneaky suspicion, and Lime is too. In the word, I'm going to be Steve Kornacki. I'm going to call it for Cleveland. I'm going to say Mike McDaniel is going to be the next Browns head coach. I want to know how people would react to it because I asked people on social media, and I got to tell you, it was surprisingly split for a while. Of would they be excited, not excited, if Mike McDaniel were the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Now, that was a couple of days ago. Maybe some people, I think some people would change. I mean, there were a lot of votes. 57% said they would not be excited. I was surprised 42% said they would be excited.
That was higher.
From Mike McDaniel. And I think part of that
people are
is,
very split on all these candidates.
we do have a show on this station that seems to be very...
I think that that number on Mike McDaniel should be higher. I think he is somebody people should be excited about. Very innovative offensively. And you already, especially if he's going to not touch the defense and let Jim Schwartz do what he does on that side of the ball, if you can keep Jim Schwartz, you should definitely be excited. I think the thing is, once John Harbaugh name got put in it, anything outside of a John Harbaugh or now a Mike Tomlin, people are going to look at as not up to par. That's just kind of what happens when big fish like that get thrown out in the pond. If you don't get one of those two, and it doesn't seem like Mike Tomlin's looking to take a job this season. John Harbaugh is not coming to Cleveland. I've been adamant in letting y'all know that from the door. He's not coming to Cleveland. I've been very, very clear about that. So you not landing one of them, anybody not named them kind of feels like a disappointment. But in reality, Mike McDaniel is a good get. This is one of the best 4 offensive minds in the NFL, point blank, period.
High on Mike McDaniel, correct? Is the afternoon drive pretty high on Mike McDaniel? I thought they were. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to put words in their mouth. I'm being serious. Usually we're taking shots at each other, but I thought that they were pretty high on Mike McDaniel. I thought he was number 2 on their power rankings, the guys that they wanted.
Yeah, I haven't heard chanting for Mike McDaniel, but yeah.
Well, we're the show that chants. I haven't heard them chant very much.
I've only heard them do a coaches they don't want list.
So this is how this is going to go. I think that this is a guy who has previous head coaching experience, and the operative phrase that Albert had used, and I want to hear you on this, obviously, Tone. I mean, Jesus. You have a guy who says he can charm, he can get in there and he can charm, and he'll be contrite on some of the things that he got wrong in the past. I think those are things that the Browns are going to want to hear. And this is going to be a guy who, I said, you want to scheme open run games, he can scheme open the run game. He knows offense very, very well. And again, guys, they think they are way closer than any of you guys think, and myself included. I think you're another couple of drafts at least. And then by that time, we're talking about the defense. But they think they're closer. They think there's gold in them there hills. And yeah, you got Harold Fannin Jr., a couple of young guys there. I mean, maybe they are. But they think they're closer. They just need a fresh coat of paint on that offense. And I think Mike McDaniel is going to end up being the head coach. It could end up being a good thing. I can paint how it could be a disaster, but I want to hear you on this, Tom.
I think Mike McDaniels is look, I'm excited. If I want to see Mike McDaniels work with Shedeur Sanders. Mike McDaniels took Tua to the playoffs, and we know Tua stinks. Let's be real here. Mike McDaniels got Tua paid, made Tua look legit. Like, I'm just saying. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.